Hi guys, welcome to the channel of love. Clear my throat. It's all kind of been a bit of a day. I feel a bit worn out, like I've been battling it all day, but I feel we're looking at justice here, the justice system. I had a moment earlier and my heart would not stop pounding. It was like I really had to try and calm myself down, and then I was kind of just putting it all together, and I do believe that we're really looking at the justice system, and it would be a perfect topic because it has been something that I've been discussing with, as in kind of where do we go with our purpose and the templates that we're looking to change, and what is, unjust in our society. And yeah, and I've kind of personally moved away from being part of the justice system, and I am very aware of lots of other people that work in the Department of Law that are wanting to use it in a different way. And for me personally, I felt I can help more on the outside than on the inside. So let's have a look at justice and how we fight justice with allowing justice to do what justice knows what to do in its own way. It's like when you fight justice, you're fighting fear with fear. And this is when we get to see the real true power of love and faith. Because all I know is that in any establishment like that, the one thing that they are lacking is faith. So it's just one big fight. And I've kind of been banging around today, and it's I done it on my video earlier, and just things that I was saying as in just, and so let's be on a serious note. Okay. Archangel Power Tarot. They can come out to play. I'm going to have boxes everywhere. Where can I put them? There we do. We've got Archangel Oracle cards. It's like I want to get all the details before we have a real look at this. And then I've got Greek mythology cards. They're all quite serious cards. And then I've got the magical unicorns. Okay. And a cup of sunshine here. So there's hope here. We've got unicorns and a cup of sunshine. And then I've got the chakra cards. So let's start with them first. Okay, let's get them all out. Make sure we've got no one sneaky being left behind. Bottom of the deck there's self-worth, and there's that chair, and it just looks like that chair is illuminated. And I picked up about a bench. It's like coming up to the bench, to the stand. I don't know. Anyway, we'll soon find out. Now, cats are quite still. Actually, he's snoring. So he's not active at the moment. He's drained. He's out for the count. Snoring. Right. Okay, let me pull some cards and then we'll turn them over. We'll have a look and we'll see what the situation is. Okay, we've got two there. Let's leave them. Unicorns are next. Awesome. And we shall see what these cards want to put together. There's one. There's three. I've come over all hot all of a sudden. So, okay. Archangel guidance. And then I'm going to pull one the other side of this Greek mythology card. Oh, there's quite a few there. There's one, there's two. There's not quite a few, there's two. Two that side, one that side of the Greek mythology. Itchy nose. And let's finish off with a chakra card. Let's give these a shuffle. Okay, it's better. They're a bit loosened up now. Right, so let's have a look and see what these cards, that one's going over there on its own. Let's have a look and see what these cards want to say. So we've got the Archangel Power Tarot, a leap of faith, believe in yourself, listen to your heart and do what gives you joy. A leap of faith. Okay, with the justice system, I want to say. I'm still just going on my own kind of feeling that this is going to be about the justice system. And we know that it'll bring it together if it needs to. So the leap of faith here, Archangel Metatron, believe in yourself, listen to your heart and do what gives you joy. So I want to say that means not fighting. And then we have a page of Michael, truthful, perceptive, analytical and blunt. An exciting new challenge. You have what it takes to succeed. Review the contracts or documents very thoroughly. So looking for loopholes through the justice system, I want to say. And that would be taking a step back because you have to actually come out of it. You can't solve a situation by being in the situation that caused it. So you really need to, I'm just going to free flow with the speaking here. So it says an exciting new challenge. I've spoke about taking on the justice system. Why would I say that? Well, there's lots of things that, you know, I'd like to change. Schooling system, homelessness, it's just all endless. Endless possibilities on how we can bring change, but we're looking at the justice system. So review contracts or documents very thoroughly. Okay. There's a solution to every situation. It's a 0 card, so I'm going to say this is coming back to centering yourself again. Okay, there's a man and his dog, one man and his dog. There's a butterfly there, and there's an angel in the background, and it really is just where it says leap of faith and believe in yourself, as in your actions. You may be uncertain, but if you listen to your heart, and if you know that something's not right, I do say this, you know your own truth, and if you really think that something is unjust, then karma will do what karma does. And it's hard to take that surrender and to step back and say, okay, I'm not going to participate in this anymore. I'm going to allow it all to unfold. So it says do what gives you joy, and I want to say, well, that's not fighting. So it gets ugly, very ugly, very ugly. And then we have the page of Michael, which is being truthful or knowing the truth, perceptive, analytical and blunt. So an exciting new challenge. You have what it takes to succeed. Review contracts or documents very thoroughly. So I suppose it's blunt would be this, I want to say believe in yourself. Blunt will be, I suppose, just how I spoke, and I just said, well, you know, I wouldn't really have an issue about taking down the justice system. So that's like a confidence, isn't it? When you know that something's not right and you see how that affects people and the knock-on effect it has, and you've got experience, and maybe you've got that experience for just that single fact, is that then you can go on and make change, so that others don't have to experience that. But you need to go through that challenge yourself to be able to teach others. And that's why I always say to us, each and every one of us has a purpose, and it is our story. Okay, if we use our story for what it's meant to be here for, and that's to share with others. So, okay, justice will prevail. That's all that keeps coming out. Let's have a look at this Greek mythology card. Wisdom. Metis. Walk like an Egyptian. I often find myself 2 o'clock in the morning walking like an Egyptian. I swear I actually have all Egyptian roots, and I don't. Okay. Does look like walking like an Egyptian. Let's have a look at wisdom. Metis. Bangles. Metis was from a very ancient time, and I don't know I can tell you actually what I feel is going on. It's like I have worked so hard on my pronunciation throughout my life to not sound common, and I feel that I just want to be common, and I'm really having to focus on the pronunciations of my words. So it's like that I suppose this is after my relapse in my behaviour of going back to how, you know, I once was, is that I just feel that I'm having to be more conscious about not being that with my pronunciations. Let's get back to this. Metis was from a very ancient time and presided over all wisdom and knowledge until the coming of patriarchy, and Zeus. He used her magical powers and wise counsel. Okay, so let's read into this more. It's about using the wisdom. So Metis was from a very ancient time and presided over all wisdom and knowledge until the coming of patriarchy and Zeus. He used her magical powers and wise counsel to overthrow his father, and then married and swallowed her so that he might use her intelligence and thoughtfulness. Okay. Whilst in Zeus's belly, Metis gave birth to Athena and transferred many skills to her. She also fashioned her warrior's daughter's armour, making her fully equipped and invincible for Athena's eventual birth from Zeus's head. Wow, what a story. But Metis remained inside the king of gods, perhaps symbolising the transfer of feminine power to masculine lordship. That is fighting the justice system with the feminine power, love. They're expecting a fight. When they get the opposite, it's like shock and awe. It's the best justice, is to walk away. Anyway, so Zeus then practiced her supreme wisdom and prudence throughout his reign. So it's about how the feminine makes the masculine wise and a genius. That's what I'll say. So if you have drawn this card, it is because you are blessed with all the wisdom and knowledge of one of the Greeks' world's oldest and most astute goddesses. You can now draw from a deep well of foresight, magical power and intelligence. So I felt that I was drawn on this morning as if it could be helping. So maybe these words are helping you through a situation, which is fantastic. If it helps you to release your feminine energy within and to use the power of that and to fight justice in a fair way, in the right way. Okay. So we've got now Archangel guidance, and we've got one side and two the other. So let's have a look at this one first. And we've got patience. Your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realise. Still, they need nurturing and patience. So we had this card earlier. I want to say you're planting the seed of what's to come, which in the end will be, when justice gets its true hands on this, it's going to be a shitstorm for the justice system. Crystal clear intentions. Be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. And then we have outdoors. So go outside, get some fresh air and connect with nature to relieve stress and gain new creative ideas. I felt really panicky today. It was like waiting for a deliberation. That's what I can say. And it was just, I felt like going out to get air and having to calm myself down. So real big message there to get outside, take some deep breaths. Connect with nature, ground. Where did I speak about grounding? I spoke somewhere about coming back to the zero of the leap of faith. The zero there just reminded me coming back to grounding yourself, to centering yourself, seeing the truth. So let's have a look at these 3 unicorns here. We have one step at a time, lots of little steps, make big dreams come true. And then we have curiosity. Start a project related to something you're curious about. Well, this week I have, I don't even know what day we're on. Are we Wednesday or Thursday? I don't know. I think we might be Wednesday. It doesn't tell me on there. So curiosity. Yeah, I've been in discussions about how I can visualise the future being. So that's enough, isn't it? Rather than focus on seeking for the justice. When I say, we take down the justice system, that's not a fight as in most would think about fighting. We just fight it with love, which will be the power and the influence and an expectation and really trusting in faith and the law of attraction. So it's about creating what you want to see in our world, isn't it? And it says, just be yourself. You're a great person. Enjoy being yourself. So it's like, don't change you. Or, that's it. Don't lose hope. Okay. Right, let's have a look at this chakra card then. Gossip. Okay. Let's have a look what gossip's going to do. So this is from the green, the heart chakra. So this is really going to be affecting, your heart space. Charmaine, Chartreuse, I believe that's pronounced. I never met a person I didn't like. Charmaine is eccentric and kind. From her chartreuse greenhouse to her fascination with scarves, she is a topic of town gossip. After her death, the local people discover her incredibly detailed paintings of their town and realise she was an extraordinary artist who painted their lives with love. They feel sadness for never having really known her. So the inspiration, Charmaine Chartreuse suggests that appreciating differences is key. This card is a warning that you may lose a valued relationship if you do not appreciate what you have. So personal inquiry, Charmaine is about prejudice, I can't say the word, prejudice, and misunderstanding. What am I resisting? Key ideas, uniqueness of others, naivety, support for your vision, a lack of appreciation or refocusing your life. Keywords, freedom, dance, honour. Your honour, Dance like an Egyptian. No, don't do that in the courtroom. Oh, I would. Oh, I so would do that. No, no. Okay. So the meditation, don't listen to me. Don't dance like an Egyptian. If you're in a courtroom. That would be really funny. I mean, that really will get some looks. Okay, back to the meditation. Let's center it. Let's bring it back. Meant to be keeping this serious, sorry. Okay, so meditation. Visualize someone you may be judging harshly. Notice how powerful your negative feelings are. Picture yourself in a room with that person and tell them what you like about them. If you run out of things to say, start repeating. You can accept this person as they are. Allow them to tell you things they like about you. When they finish, thank them for coming. So when it gets to this point where you think that somebody is just so anti you and attacking you, remember the nice things about them. It really is that kind of cross. It's forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. We can choose to see the good in all of us, and also the good that you are for them. Even if there's arguing, it's just, it wasn't, well, you don't just meet, do you, a person in the street and then just start arguing for like, then it ends up in a courtroom. It's, you know, but I don't think so. I shouldn't say that, because okay, we can, like, obviously, maybe under the influence. I don't mean it like that, but it's just, something initiates it, doesn't it? It's all due to responses. Okay, so seeing the good. I'm going to say seeing the good in the hood. Yeah. I want to get more. So let's pull some tarot cards. What have I got to hand? Oh, I don't think I have. I've just got the Rider-Waite here. Let's see if I can pull a bit of a story together. Yeah, we've got Judgment here. Gossip, judgment, being wiser. One step at a time. Just be yourself, and curiosity makes me really feel that taking a leap of faith, believing in yourself, listening to your heart and do what gives you joy is kind of like rebelling, isn't it, against something. And we've got judgment, and then we've got temperance, but it came out upside down, and the pack isn't upside down. So actually I saw it like this, which means you're feeling unbalanced. Turn it around, come back to centering yourself, balance out those masculine, feminine energies there. When you remain balanced in your masculine, feminine energies, which are the two cups there pouring, you can then walk along that path and go to that crown. And that's where you'll get your justice, when you stay balanced. Dips your toes in the water. Oh, dip your toe in the water. Yeah, well. Some things in life really truly aren't fair. So, okay. We've got the Two of Cups. Again, feminine, masculine energy. A spiritual union. And I want to say, really just focusing on this feminine, masculine energy, on getting you through this, the power. That spiritual union, it can be about combining with another person, a like-minded person who shares the same kind of cup of love. But I would like to say this is, the card means spiritual union. We know that that is temperance first. So you become balanced, and then you're able to share. They're exchanging cups. So the balancing happens there, which means that the masculine and the feminine are each holding a cup of masculine, feminine energy, if that makes sense. So it's about becoming within. So it could be about joining forces, but it also could just be about finding spiritual union and centering yourself, which you need to do. Okay, so let's carry on and have a look. I was just looking out the window, and I can see it's the top of the clouds have got like red clouds there. And I was just going through my mind was Red Sky at Night, Shepherd's Delight. Queen of Wands. She's someone that you would have in a court of law. So this is a passionate, spiritual queen. And then we've got the Hermit, which is about understanding spiritual truths. Seeing the wisdom within this. I said before, he's like following the star. So it could be following feminine guidance, even if that's just tapping in, because if you have a look, he's got his head down, so it could be that he's actually tapping into this feminine energy. We'll take those 4. I'll look at the bottom. Sunshine. Come and get your cup of sunshine. There's something seriously wrong with me. Message. It's, I don't want to say immature. It's at the early stages of planning. That's what that is. And then we have, well, okay, emotional loss. So looking at the 3 on the floor here that are knocked over. If you turn around to those 2, obviously you need to do the balancing to be able to turn around, because Temperance come out as kind of upside down, where this way it would be reconciliation. So I imagine that when you turn around and go to the 2, that's when you'll find your balance. There we go. Going to the 2. So the 8 of Cups means them 8 options, scenarios, whatever they were, experiences they did not satisfy. So you're off on a new venture, and it means that what you're looking for is the 2, because when you have the 10 of Cups, that's kind of your happily ever after. So you're in search for the 2. You're on your way to the 2 now. You're on your own. It's at night. This is walking away. And there you go. I'm going to read this card as its traditional meaning, and that's about traditions, how things are done, our legal system, following by the rule. And this just has rebellion all over it. That's what you're walking away from. That's about having a look at what you believe in and whether it serves you. Having a look at your belief systems. Okay, that's interesting. So I do want to give a couple of more messages. Should we get some daily guidance from your angels? And then I think that I am going to give you a Mother Mary card again. It's like we need her energy, and maybe another postcard from Spirit. It's like you have your own team. Your own wise counsel. Okay. So we have, and that one. I'm going to do it in the order. The first one is an opportunity to forgive. This situation brings you the opportunity to heal, grow, and release negative patterns. Hold the intention of seeing the other person's inner divine light and goodness. We will help you release unforgiving thoughts, feelings, and energies, and lift you to a higher place of peace and compassion. Okay. Then it's see only love. Look past the seeming errors, mistakes, and misunderstandings, and see only the love within each person, including yourself. Your resolute focus upon the love that underlies every situation brings about healing in undreamed of ways. It's like when you let it go, it would just come and land straight back. It's like it will always find its way back to its rightful owner. Family. This situation is rooted in an emotional experience with a family member, which can help you to understand and heal. In your mind and heart, surround this person, yourself, and the experience with calming blue light and many angels. Be open to the gifts within the situation and allow yourself to feel peace. We will read this one. This card means that the question you asked about is related to a family issue. It could be that some healing work is needed concerning one particular family member. It's the first person who comes to mind while reading this. Or this card might signal a need for more family togetherness, such as spending an evening or a holiday together. Your angels will guide you through this passage. So additional meanings for this card. A new addition to your family is entering. You have friends who are like a second family to you. It's time to face old feelings so they can be released and cleared. Release an unwanted pattern by forgiving one or more family members, including yourself. Okay, and then we have let your past go, which has been coming up quite a bit. So let's read it. You received this card because your thoughts and feelings about the past are holding you back. You're repeating a pattern because of unfinished emotions from your past. This card is a sign to forgive and move on, to stop painful patterns. It doesn't mean that you need to be with the person you've forgiven. It simply means that you've let toxic feelings go in exchange for peace. So additional meanings for this card. Approach a new situation or relationship with positive expectations. Avoid routines. Speak to a counsellor or support group. Forgive those who've hurt you. Forgive yourself. The worst is now behind you. Keep your thoughts about this situation high and bright. So it really is about keeping this vibration high. So let's get you a postcard from Spirit. Well, you see that one flip over? Okay. It says, live your dreams. Dear wonderful you, intimacy is scary sometimes. It means you have to let someone else get to know the real you, not the perfect, flawless mask you wear for others. No, it's time to reveal the cool one, the passionate one, the imperfect one that is totally you without artifice or walls. Yes, you will be exposed and vulnerable for a time, but it will be so worth it. This is the only way you will know true closeness with others, and you will also be close to Spirit and to us. There is amazing freedom that comes when you let go and just be yourself with another or a group. Released from the invisible bindings that keep you from intimacy is truly empowering. So may we support you wholeheartedly in this choice. You will know yourself better, and we hope learn to love yourself as much as we do. Life is about who we are with others, so share it. You'll be so glad you did. Loving you so, 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 so much. So it says about just be yourself. Okay, and that takes obviously you to be vulnerable, to allow yourself to be, open. And it's one step at a time here. And then we have that gossip card. So it is kind of like allowing yourself to be vulnerable and open. Let's finish on a Mother Mary. And then hopefully that's it for today. I won't be back on. I do what I'm told now because it's just too painful to refuse. the boy's awake. Okay, let's get this done. This Mother Mary deck's been working some, hasn't it? Okay, look how dark it's got. Right, we're not in here, but I can see behind me. Our Lady of Blessing Bestowed. I keep getting all these cards that I've not had before. It's quite cool. Okay, so let's read the meaning. Card number 26 brings us to an A, infinity. It's like, let justice balance them out. So let's have a look at card number 26. That's distracting me behind. I just need to turn the lights on. Not just that, but my kids are going to wonder kind of why it's all dark. So just bear with me. That will do it. That's better. Okay. Our Lady of Blessing Bestowed. I'm offering you a spiritual gift now, the gift of heavenly blessing. This blessing may come through a person, place or thing, or spring forth from within your own heart, unfolding like a blooming rose. I ask that you trust me because in receiving this blessing, things will change. The changes are a shedding of that which would hold you back from fully receiving my blessing. My blessing asks you to have trust and courage as I help you leap into your divine fulfillment more swiftly than you could do on your own. A blessing sounds like a marvellous happening, and it is. However, we can forget that divine energy, which is concentrated like spiritual vitamins, will cause healing, and this may move circumstances and situations along, often at a rapid pace. A blessing is like a divine volcanic eruption from within our heart. It can start with a rumble, but when the time is right, we are ignited and cannot be held back from an explosion of divine love that might change everything that is in the way of our next heavenly steps upon the earth. It just reminded me of reading that these heart palpitations I had, because it was like I had nothing to be panicky about. No concerns in that way. So it was a bit like, okay. So rest assured that a blessing from the Holy Mother is only given when we can handle it. Though you can also expect that there will be times as the blessing begins its work when you may wonder if you are really up to what you feel is being asked of you. Wow. You may doubt yourself at times, questioning if you can really handle what is happening in your life without falling apart completely. You will succeed through the Holy Mother's grace, of course, but sometimes you might wonder if you aren't just cracking up inside, to be broken apart, never to be repaired. This is a sign that we are really growing, and especially outgrowing a past that is too small for our soul's future. With all this challenge, we might ask ourselves if we really want a blessing at all. However, a blessing is an absolutely priceless treasure. It clears karmic debris that will keep us stuck, perhaps for a long time or even lifetimes. A blessing not only rips off a band-aid, but is a zap of healing energy that may feel uncomfortable for a relatively short time, but is essentially just the workings of life force restoring a wound to wellness. As we heal spiritually, our wants and needs can change, sometimes quite dramatically. We might outgrow some relationships or life situations as this happens. Other relationships or life situations will be able to bear the change and come with us. Either way, a blessing speeds up and intensifies this process and helps us accomplish in a small time what may have taken much more effort over a longer period. It is a helping hand up to our next level of awareness and embodied consciousness by the divine. Although given freely, the grace of the blessing is that it happens when the time is right, not a moment too soon or too late. This oracle is coming to you because the time is right for you, and this blessing is being offered to you now, whether you understand its ultimate purpose or not. We don't have to know that a blessing is happening for it to work its magic. Though, of course, it can be nice to know that the divine is taking over if, suddenly, things go awry before they fall into place in a new way. Our role is to be honest and present with our feelings and let the chips fall where they will, so to speak. You are given permission for the divine to take over your life direction for a moment, trusting in the greater wisdom and perspective, and the perspective of the Holy Mother and her unconditional love for you and her passionate desire for your spiritual liberation. Okay, so with the onset of this blessing, you might have a subtle reorientation, or you might suddenly feel like you are heading in a very different direction. Either way is perfect for you. Trust, all will be well, and soon the chaos of change will be replaced with great joy, gratitude, and even deeper loving trust in the tender genius of the Divine Mother's grace. The genius of the Divine Mother's grace, I spoke before about genius is made really from coming from this space of love, a masculine coming from this heart space. So it really is about handing over now. Okay, that was really interesting. So I don't want to go yet. I'm just going to finish on one more. It's always just one more. Oh, I don't want to read a Rumi. That's way too long. Okay. Journey of love. Oh, yeah, that's going to be perfect. This is a journey of love. How we fight everything with love and then see how it pans out. It's worth a try. Fighting with love. Powerful force to be reckoned with. Okay. We will finish now on a journey of love oracle card. Well, earlier on it was called Jesus Christ, wasn't it? It's come up with the Christ flame. And then we've got devotion to the small. I'm going to read both. Bottom of the deck is across the waters. Okay. So let's read this devotion to the small first. We've got 32, and which is devotion to the small. That makes me feel like, you know, you just come out of this and then the Christ flame is actually 31. It's like an allow this to take over. So let's actually read what they mean. Devotion to the small. She bows, she honours growth. She sees that within the smallest flower there is the teaching of the earth, the gospel of Gaia, the mystery of life demonstrated. She recognises that she too is of nature, subject to the mysteries of growth and life, that in honouring nature, in taking pleasure in life, she opens her heart to allow great creation to happen through her. This is the feminine wisdom, alive in men and women with open hearts. Okay. There is an innate wisdom within you that understands this devotion to the Earth Mother as an important step in fulfilling your spiritual destiny on this planet. She is speaking to you now, letting you know that there is a small change happening, something that is growing within you, that you may recognise but not think is so important. yet she tells you now that it is very significant. Soon you will see that what you thought was a seed to yield a single flower is actually blossoming into a lush garden of manifestation. Gratitude and love for the small changes happening are leading you into fullness that you can only dream of. Enjoy. So the message of this oracle for you is that your blossoming is occurring now, and the Earth Mother has gratitude for your presence within her being, for the work you are doing to help other human beings. She asks for you to surrender any concern you have to her, to let her creative power continue to gently guide you into your rightful place in the world, that you may shine as you were born to do, in service to the evolution of the planet. She is helping you now, trust her. So the poem, let me show you the picture while I read the poem. And it says, a flower is a poem that tells you the truth of a thought in the fragrance of a dream, as fleeting as a heartbeat, as lasting as a memory. So I'm going to turn back one, and then we've got the Christ flame. So that's the feminine energy, picked up perfectly with that, and then we have the Christ flame. And it says, within you burns the flame of the Christ. Beyond religion, this flame belongs to all hearts willing to receive the divine, opening to it as a lover would open the heart to receive the beloved. Though the awakening of the Christ within brings greater closeness to the divine, and therefore greater love and depth of compassion, it too can bring sadness, righteous anger, and a passionate need to contribute positive healing, action, and change in the world. You may be an introspective soul who does this through mastering their inner world with meditation and yoga, raising your own vibration with absolute intent that this bring healing to the world around you. You may be an extroverted soul that thrives in sharing messages and living a life of dynamic action in support of the causes that are worthy and moving to your brave heart, capable of feeling divine outrage and responding with inspired action. You may be a combination of these soul types and choosing wisely what you consume, which companies you support, what television you do or do not watch, and what you read, voting for the life you want to have around you in the world through your actions, internal and external. This is the Christ flame igniting within you, setting the world aflame with the fire of divine love. This oracle brings guidance that you are connecting with the universal Christ consciousness, and your heart is meant to awaken as a sacred heart bearing the Christ flame of divine love this lifetime. You are part of the wave of awakening happening on the earth now. You are exactly where you're meant to be and doing exactly what you are meant to be doing. Keep going. And it is about, I know I've been placed many places so that for this moment now, when we really are wanting to impact change, but more from this love, heart-centered space. Okay. And there's lots of us that are doing it and the impact it's going to have. So, okay. I'm not going to go into that now. We'll be here a long, long time. So, let's read the poem and then I'm going to finish off. So, love is more than words can define. It is a feeling which wells up inside and longs for release. It is a smile which starts in my heart and spreads across my face like a silly grin. It is a knowing so deep in my being that every cell speaks in a language only lovers know. And most of all, it is the beginning, the birth, the possibility, the promise of a tomorrow, the hope that grows into something, We can only imagine when hearts combine and love becomes more. Okay, so that's really embracing divine masculine, divine feminine. Didn't mean to throw you, book of love. Spiritual union. Using your feminine energy, using your divine feminine, your divine feminineness. There you go. Incorporated with the divine masculine energy. Powerful, powerful. Okay, so I'm hoping this helped. Like I said, I had the urge to jump on, and just really weird how I was speaking about Parliament this week, and how I'd like to get myself in there and get my hands on that. Right, okay, so we just leave it. I want to say just stand tall and in your knowing. Okay, right, take care. I'll catch up with you soon. Bye for now.